These are delicious ginger soaked barbar with poached nectarine. We're going to brush our moulds with softened butter all over, and then we're going to pop the moulds into the fridge. Add yeast to milk and give it a stir. Into a mixing bowl, add flour, add the yeasty milk. So we've got sugar and the eggs, and turn on the hook attachment on your mixing machine and give it a whiz. Now it's ready for its first proof. Put a towel over the top, leave it in a warm spot. Now we're going to make our ginger syrup. So we've got sugar, water, Stone's ginger wine, and then we've got the zest of 2 oranges and vanilla paste. You could use whole vanilla seeds. And next we're going to grate in some ginger. Pop it on the stove and bring it to the boil. Cut the fruit in half and then use a small sharp knife just to remove the stone if they don't pop out on their own. Once all of that fruit is prepared, then you're going to add it to the pan with the syrup and just simmer it for a few minutes, probably about 5 to 10 minutes depending on the ripeness of your fruit, and turn them over every now and again. Let's check on that savran dough now. We're going to put it back onto the mixing machine with the dough attachment and give it a mix on a medium to low speed and add our butter. Make sure all of the butter is incorporated before adding the next lump. And once all of the butter is in, you'll have a nice shiny and elastic dough. Again, we're going to prove this. This time I'm going to take it outside, put it on my balcony because it's nice and warm. Back to the fruit. I turned off the pan. I just let them soak in the juices and it smells absolutely delicious. What we've got to do now is just gently take off the skin of all 4 of those nectarine halves. Once that's done, just put them on a plate. And next we're going to strain that syrup through a sieve into a clean pan, and I'm just going to add those peeled nectarine halves and just leave them on the side of the bench, set them aside. Back to the dough. It's nice and proved again, so I'm going to transfer it into a piping bag, and I'm going to grab the moulds from out of the fridge and just gently pipe in probably about halfway into each mould, and use a pair of scissors to cut off the excess dough, and that will help control the amount that you put in each mould. Don't overfill these moulds, only fill them halfway up, because again this is going to prove and they're going to expand. Third proof now, back on the balcony, and look at that, didn't take long, they've expanded and now they're ready for the oven. So my oven is preheated to 200 degrees, so I'm going to bake these quite hot and I'll get them in the oven and cook them for about 12 minutes. It didn't take long, 12 to 15 minutes depending on your oven, and just gently remove them without burning yourself. Pop them onto a wire rack and just let them cool down. I've got the nectarines prepared as well. I'm just going to bring the syrup back to the boil, and then I'm going to soak each one of these barbars in the syrup, and it'll probably take about 15 to 20 minutes to completely soak through. And I'm going to keep stirring them with a spoon and try and lift the syrup and try and make sure that that syrup is completely soaked inside all of those barbars. It's time for a plate up. So the barbars are soaked really well. Look at that, they're nice and heavy. So into a little dish with one of those soaked barbars. You could serve them warm, so you could reheat the syrup, but I'm serving mine at room temperature. Add in one of those beautifully poached and peeled halves of nectarine, and then that delicious juice over the top. It's absolutely amazing. It smells really gorgeous, and I reckon some cream or some ice cream on the side and you are good to go. This is a fantastic summer dessert, really simple, really easy. Really hope you get to try my ginger soaked barbar with poached nectarine and cream. Oh, and don't forget, get a pic of it at the end for the Instagram. There you have it. Really enjoy that. Don't forget, recipe on studiokitchen.com.au. Enjoy.